All right, so school's out, obviously, but the grades keep coming, and I'm your Alice Cooper. Since I went to Cortez with the icon, rock legend, I'm going to give out grades, draft grades, NFL draft grades on the NFC West. I know you've been waiting for it. I know I have. We're going to start with your team locally here, Arizona. The Cardinals, in my opinion, got an A+, and it's not just me. It's pretty much every NFL draft analyst, NFL writer, and almost I've seen, and I think it's with fair course because look, Isaiah Simmons, I had him rated as the number 3 overall prospect. They get him at 8. They come back with a third-round offensive tackle who's going to eventually be their starting right tackle in the third round, and Josh Jones. That's a steal. They help the defense with 3 of their next picks get beefier and meaner up front on the D line. With Akai Fotu and Mr. Rashard Lawrence, who I love, and a man-eating tackler in Evan Weaver from Cal. You round that out with a guy like Eno Benjamin, running back, who adds to Kingsbury's depth at that position. How do you not love that? I know the Cardinals love it, and most people around the country do too. Let's move on to the other teams now. I don't have any other A grades to hand out for our teams in the NFC West other than Arizona. I'm going to start with the Rams, and I don't even really like their draft all that much. One of the reasons why, just looking at what I'm writing for this story, is that I mean, you look at not having a first-round pick. They haven't had one since 2016, which they used to get Jared Goff. Okay, they traded this year's pick last year to get Jalen Ramsey. I love it. It's like the Cardinals getting Hopkins with the second-round pick. Better deal, Arizona-wide. But I just don't know if Cam Akers, a running back, and Van Jefferson really do a whole lot to explode Sean McVay's offense. They're falling off the radar. The last couple of years, the Super Bowl team 2 years ago, this is not the same team. They're old up front on the offensive line. They lost a lot of depth through free agency and trades, retirements, what have you. But they could have done so much better here, I think. No offensive tackle high, no linebacker high. They had a lot of reaches. There's some potential with some of these picks. There's not a game changer, in my opinion, like there is with Arizona at 1 and 2. A lot of people like the Rams picks. I'm not sold. I'm sorry. I just think that team could have done a lot better with what they had to work with. Seattle, we'll save them for later. You're going to love that. San Francisco, first couple picks, everybody loves it. All right. I get Javon Kinlaw. They made a deal, Tampa Bay. They end up with one of the great defensive linemen in this draft. He's gonna take over the place for DeForest Buckner. I love it. Kinlaw is a manimal. He's mean. He's gritty. He's gonna dominate. 49ers have had great defensive linemen for a long time. I love it. Brandon Ayuk, the receiver, they traded up to get him. I thought that was a little bit of a reach to go that far up to get a guy who I thought's pretty dang good, but I had a couple other receivers like better than him. T. Higgins, Tennessee was one of them. But great after the catch, local fan favorite. It's going to be hard to root for him when he's with that team. Other than that, though, 49ers didn't do a whole lot to convince me that they were real big players in this draft. Let's move on to my favorite conundrum. That's the Seahawks. And I'm telling you what, everybody's giving them a C. I'm going to give them a D. I know you're going to hate me for that, Seattle. That's okay. Look, Gamble City, man. For the first time in 8 years, John Schneider doesn't trade out of the first round. This should have been the year he did it. Instead, all right, he gets Jordan Brooks, linebacker, complete reach. No one saw him as a first-round talent outside of John Schneider, in my opinion. I didn't have him going that high in the second round. I think that was a mistake. And look, the edge rusher, Darrell Taylor, Tennessee. Okay, potential. Nothing to shout about. Nothing to shout about at all. They had tons of picks, and they didn't do a whole lot with them. I don't know what they got. Tight ends, you got running backs, 2 tight ends, running back, another edge guy. There's no starter here on this team other than Jordan Brooks, and I don't even think you needed him. You've got a stud linebacker in Bobby Wagner. What are you doing taking a running back that high. They should have traded out of this. They're very good draftees by and large. This year, not a good. And no one else outside of Seattle is saying this is a fantastic draft either. But that's just me. It's the way I see it because, that's how I roll. And Seattle, I still love you. Don't hate me and send me hate mail.